Hi there, my name is Sierra and today we're going to talk about Snapseed and how you can use this free app to edit your photos. Let's get started. So as you can see, there's a ton of different features in Snapseed that you can use. I'm just going to show you the few that I use on a consistent basis. So the first one is the Selective Tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now what this allows you to do is it allows you to select any section of your photo and go ahead and edit it and change it. This can be really useful, especially if in the editing process one part of the photo doesn't look right, but you like how the rest of it looks. I'm just going to show you, for instance, what it can do by selecting the sky here. So I'm actually using both of my fingers here to select the entire sky. So as you can see, this is the motion I am using. So I'm going to go ahead and select the entire sky here, and this is just the brightness. And so that shows just how drastically it can already change the photo. I can make it darker if I want it to look a little bit more moody. Now this action can be a little bit hard to get used to, but if you hold and press your thumb down, you can see a new selection come down on the side here. So now instead of just brightness, you have contrast, saturation, as well as structure. So I'll show you what happens when you adjust the contrast. As you can see, the sky gets a little bit more blue. And then going back and doing that same motion and structure. As you can see, the structure added more detail to the power lines in the back of the photo. And when I lower it, those pretty much go away. Now, I typically like to use this more for faces, to brighten up faces, but if you are a landscape photographer or you just like to take pictures of scenery, this can also be really great in having a focal point in your photo. So I'm gonna show you just how I would edit this photo using this tool. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Selective Tool, and I'm gonna go ahead and select the model's face right now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and brighten that up. So as you can see, now her face becomes a lot more noticeable in the photo. I'm also going to brighten up her pants just to make them stand out a little bit more. As you can see, this definitely brightened her up a lot and makes her more of the focal point of the photo. I'm also going to go ahead and use this and select the sky again. And I'm going to turn the brightness down a little bit. I'm going to do that on both sides to make it look a little bit more balanced. Oops. So as you can see, with the before and after, there's some pretty drastic differences here. The next feature I want to show you is the vignette feature. Now, this can darken the edges of your photo and make it feel a little bit more moody, and is also really great for portrait work because it makes your subject stand out a lot. So I'm going to head over to Tools and click on the vignette feature. And you can adjust it the same way that you did with the other using your fingers. And as you can see, the smaller I make the circle, the more intense it gets. I wouldn't recommend making it this small. I would go about here is good. And you can see what happens when I go all the way to the end. It's super, super dark on the corners. I like to kind of layer this feature. So usually I do something like this, and then I'd hit the check mark and I'd go back and do it again. And this time make it a little bit wider. And that way it kind of feathers the vignette out, and I really like the way that that looks. Alright, so our before and after is looking pretty great. Now I'm going to show you the last feature that I like to use on Snapseed, which is the portrait feature. Now when you look at the bottom menu, you can see you have three different options. You have a Looks, Tools, and Export. So we've looked at the tools a little bit with the selective feature. Now we're going to go to Looks. The only look that I've used on here is the portrait look, and I just really like how this can affect certain photos. It doesn't really work well for all photos, but for certain ones it can really make the subject pop and it looks really good. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So for this photo, I'm going to go ahead and select Portrait. So as you can see, this added another vignette on top of this, so I would actually probably go back and reduce the initial vignette because it is kind of a lot for my personal taste, but this really made the subject stand out, as you can see, and it just makes the photo so much more dramatic, and I really love that. So we'll go ahead and go through the before and the after. It just looks so much more dramatic and moody to me, and it makes this photo more artistic in my opinion. Now, when you're done editing, you can go ahead and press the export button. I like to hit the save a copy option just so I have the original photo before I edited it. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that now. And then it's gonna go ahead and save everything you did. So there you have it. Those are the 3 features that I like to use when editing in Snapseed. If you have any questions about this app, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like, share it with any of your friends who would enjoy it, and feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.